important is coding for the future digital entrepreneur? I mean, it just goes with how important is it to learn how to speak. It's that important. Because ultimately, it is the language. It's the language of commerce, and it's the language of innovation.
Why would you rob yourself of the opportunity to have the vocabulary or the skills to be able to ask the right questions? Technology is evolving at a pace. It's not necessarily about becoming a programmer, but I do think people making big decisions about strategy, about recruitment, need to understand the building blocks of the technologies that their business is created from or which are impacting their business.
I would think it would be amazing if you found anyone here today who said that it isn't important that people are learning coding at school. You know, we know that there's going to be a shortage of a million IT professionals in Europe by 2020, and clearly coding is a key part of that. You read any blog, they all tell you that coding is the number one skill shortage. So the fact that we've got an education system that is only appearing to just wake up to this is clearly a bit of a travesty. So I would be amazed if anybody would say that it isn't needed to be part of the curriculum. If we can still be learning Latin in some schools but we're not learning coding, it's just crazy.
The way to go about finding a creative that can code is that you have to have an incredible network to be able to do it, and often they develop over time. So you might find someone who's a great coder, and in a few years they become a great creative as well.
My view on coding is it is an essential component of creating a digital business. However, it is not the sole component of creating a digital business. I think it's great for people to experiment with coding, but I think that it's not a core skill set that everybody needs to possess. I think what's more important is collaborative problem solving, leadership, communication and adaptability. And I think having an appreciation of the applications of technologies is as important as a robust understanding of the technologies themselves.
Because there's so much change, there is a need for the private sector, the public sector, for schools and businesses and government all to be working together. We need to be aligned in our objectives in terms of the skills that we're teaching in the classroom, the skills that are desperately needed within business, the funding that is needed in order to, for example, equip teachers with the skills and the tools and the education they need to bring this alive in the classroom. This isn't a specific person's problem. This is an industry-wide problem. It's a global challenge, and we need to collaborate to solve it.